Hey, welcome to Indigo Inspire Live here on this beautiful September 23rd here on the East Coast. And you can see I'm in my sweater. I have been waiting for summer to get out of the way so I can start wearing my fall and get into my winter gear. So I'm hyped. I'm real hyped today. And if you see me on a whole bunch of hypeness today, it's because it's fall, the air is crisp, it's clean, and I'm ready to go. But I'm not alone here. I'm here with my sidekick. Riding the buggy with me is Sharon Williams from Gospel Music Buzz is in the building. So we want to make sure you guys take the time right now to share this link here from Indigo Inspire Live page. And for those of you joining us live on YouTube, welcome. And don't forget, while you're there, hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know who we have our upcoming shows. But in the meantime, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who has been following us and joining with us these past few weeks for season 4. We do not take your support lightly, and we thank you so much. And we are continuing to give you great artists, great content, great conversation, and as always, amazing music. But right now, I want to bring on Sherwin, coming all the way from the West Coast. Sherwin, man, you're hunkered down in a hotel room, bro.
Good, I'm good. What's happening? I mean, we were able to sync up twice in 1 week. We had the Monday thing going there, and then I was at one location, and then today I'm at another location this time around. But we here. We're making it happen. We're making it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm so glad. And for those of you who missed it, we premiered our also second brand new show, Movers and Shakers, and kicked that off. We had Uncle G in the building, Greg Lyons, and man, that was an amazing show.
It was. Uncle G is the real truth, like everyone says. Uncle G, so many great stories, so many nuggets. That was an amazing show. Definitely had fun with that one.
Absolutely. And if you missed that broadcast, it is still up on our YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. So you can go back and revisit that. It was real. You'll really enjoy the things that he shared from his heart and from his background. So it's awesome. But tonight, let's talk about what's going on in the music industry. We've got some people holding at solid at 10. Lamont Sanders and Angela Poole are holding tight because I called it. I said they're gonna make 10. I did.
Yeah, you did. You did indeed. So yeah, gospel indicator charts. We got Lamont Sanders holding down number 10 spot. We got Angela Poole holding down number 12. And speaking of Uncle G, Dr. James Mabel, It Shall Pass, leaped from number 7 up to number 3. So, James is eyeing the number 1 spot right now because Tamala Man just crept into the number 1 spot with Help Me. So, basically, James is eyeing the number 1 spot. That's all I'm saying. He's ready.
That's all you're saying. And let's see, who just closed out there? They had a promo. Todd Delaney closed this thing out last week.
Yeah, he closed that out.
Yeah, he closed it out last week. So those of you who thought you could still get in the room with his helping you produce 3 songs for a nominal fee, that has closed last week. So for those of you who were on here and became a part of that, God bless you guys, and we definitely wish you much success. So as we are moving into tonight is dedicated to a beautiful woman of God. Deborah Carolina is in the building, and she is doing her first live recording this weekend on the September 25th. And so tonight is really this celebration of her. This is a pre-live recording event we're hosting for her. And we're going to talk with her, talk about the process, talk about where she is, and all those wonderful things. So in the meantime, we're going to take a short break. And right when we come right back, we will be right back here with Deborah Carolina. Here we go.
Awesome.
And that was part of our J316 line on our Shop Indigo line. with proceeds go towards help our teen initiatives as well as our well-driven projects. But one of the things I also had to make mention of, hey, next week on September the 30th, look who we have. Titus Showers will be with us next Thursday.
Yes.
I am so excited about him being joining us next week. So you guys definitely want to make sure you're tuning in live next Thursday at 8 p.m. Mr. Titus Showers himself will be here talking about new music, his hat line. Now he started a hat line. So
Oh, really? I might have
yeah,
missed that. I mean, Titus rocking those hats pretty sick. So I can see
yeah,
a hat like I like a good hat. So let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
yeah. And on top of that, he's going to Paris to feature the hats.
Oh, really?
Oh
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's like that, like that. Oh yeah. So
Very
we're real
nice.
excited
Very
about that, and we're always excited about what our independent artists are doing, even outside the music industry. We want to support that as well. But without further ado, we want to bring in who this night is all about, and that is the beautiful and talented and anointed. If you didn't see her, if you didn't never heard of her before, but if you caught a clip of her last week on James Fortune's show with Isaac Curry, sheesh. I mean, this girl shut everything down within a matter of
Yeah.
like 30
Yeah.
seconds. She went in. So here she is, the wonderful Deborah Carolina. Listen.
Woo!
Highness, highness. Welcome to the show. Welcome to your pre-live recording event. This show is really to support you and what you are doing musically and your foundation. We're going to get into all of that. But we want to take the opportunity to say we're so happy for you. We're excited about what you're doing, where your career, where your ministry is going. And I was going to say career, but really is a ministry. And so we really do pray much success in what you are doing. But right now, I want to make sure that people know. Well, right now you are in rehearsal currently, so you took a little time out, join us for your own celebration. It's like coming to your birthday party. I got to work, but this is my birthday party.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
I really
yes.
appreciate you guys for doing this. It's really nice. It's so kind and generous. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. So, Deborah, you're young, but then at the same time, you've been doing this for a little bit. And so,
Yes,
let's talk
ma'am.
about really. I mean, how long have you been professionally doing gospel music?
Well, I wrote I Am when I was 21. And but I've been leading worship since I was about 16, maybe 15 or
Hmm.
16.
Hmm.
Um, but I didn't actually like accept that this was something that I was actually gonna do until I was around 20, 21. Yeah.
Okay. And you are a whopping what? 20,
25.
25. This is
Yes.
unheard
I
of.
know. I'm listening to her. Like I started this. I'm like she's barely started living. So it's like
Well, this
Yes,
is
25.
Well, I mean, really, we are excited about this, and because you've done a lot in a short amount of time, so which lets me know that really God is in the mix of what it is that He's doing in your life. And for I Am, which you wrote, at 20, and then James, with James Fortune re-recorded that, and that bad boy hit number one. What was that like for you?
It was amazing. There was so many life changes happening at that time. So I guess I enjoyed it, but it was so fast. It happened so fast, and I had gotten married, and I was pregnant at the time. So my life was like a whirlwind that I don't necessarily think I embraced it enough. I didn't live it out
Mm,
the way that I think I could have.
hmm.
But it was amazing. I mean, James was very generous, very nice, and kind to us. Um, and it was amazing working with him. Even with me being pregnant, he took as many breaks as I needed. I remember I had to tape my I had to tape my shoes on because my ankles were so swollen after
Oh
I had gotten
no,
off the plane when we were
yeah.
shooting the music video for I Am. And I was like, petrified. I was so nervous. My shoes kept popping off. And he was so
Oh,
kind, and he just waited for me to eat when I needed to eat, and it was amazing. It was great.
Wow.
yeah. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, 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 I was gonna say, wow, that's just an attest to his character, his patience, and everything else. Definitely for sure. But what I was gonna touch on, I know you spoke a bit, just now in terms of when you started, but you kind of also made that commitment, years back. Take us back to when you were about 8 years old, when you initially said yes to God. Like, what was that experience like? I mean, I can't remember much when I was 8, but that was an impactful time for you. So take us back to that.
Yeah, so at around 8, I had started having dreams, and at first they started to scare me, but from around 8 to maybe 10, I stopped sleeping in my room, and I would, go into my family living room, and I slept there for weeks at a time. And my mom would come down every night. And she would say, "Deborah, you're still running." And I would be
Mm,
so mad. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I just couldn't get any rest. And
Mm,
I felt like there was someone calling me every night. And it
mm,
was at that age almost annoying, because I was like, I don't know what's happening. It's like, I don't know. I just can't find this like peace that I need to go to sleep. And then one night, I slept in my room, and I started to really seek God, and asking for peace. And at that point, it wasn't necessarily like an instruction. I just started to fall in love with him, and
mm,
my gift started to grow. I started to desire to sing more,
mm,
because at the time, I, believe it or not, was a praise dancer. So I was traveling, dancing, and but I didn't have a relationship with God. So I kind of um, couldn't connect the way that God wanted me to and desired for me
mm,
to. So I just started to really connect to God in a different way, and my gift just started to grow and blossom. I started to connect to different people, and God really blew my mind just in how much He loved me and how much He communicated with me at such
yeah,
a young age. Um, and I would tell my mom things, and she would be like, "Okay, like, who is telling you this?
yeah.
Obviously, it's God." But all my life, it's kind of been different stations and pockets where God has really shown Himself, shown His purpose for me, through what I said or what I did, all the way since I could probably remember was like 4 years old. My mom was pregnant with my sister, and we were all in church, and I told everybody that she was pregnant, and she didn't know that she was pregnant. I said, "Yeah, I'm having a
oh,
sister.
wow.
I'm gonna have a sister. Did you know that?" And my mom was so mad because she didn't want any more kids, and
Yeah.
she was so angry. She's like, "Stop telling people that. You're not supposed to lie. That's not good. Don't do that." And she found out she was pregnant, and she literally pulled me to the side and was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, you were telling the truth, and
Wow.
who told you that?"
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, God has been showing Himself in my life for a long time, and I'm grateful that I finally um, have rested in it
Mm,
and leaned into God more than I ever have. Yeah, He's doing a great work.
See that
wow.
you said a lot there for sure, definitely, and thanks for your sharing and even putting all that into context. But for someone that's listening, that's not really sure what it means to lean into God or to like
Yeah.
recommit, like what does that feel like from a practical sense? Like what does that really look like? What does that feel like? Like what are some of the things that you typically would do to foster that relationship?
I feel that the relationship with God can sometimes be overcomplicated.
Mm,
And um,
mm,
if we look at our relationship with God the same way that we do with any other relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend or just a friend or husband and wife. Everything happens at the speed of time, commitment to time, setting apart, time to spend with that person, to get to know them. And the more that you know that person, the more that you desire to do the things that they love. And I think that that is how you lean into Holy Spirit, when you spend more time with him and you read his word, you start to learn what he likes and what he doesn't like. And that's when change happens because you start to want what he wants. And that's when conviction happens. And conviction is when you do something that he does not like for you. Because conviction is not sin. It's just something that doesn't line up with the path that he's designed for you. So you start to learn those things and then you start to love him deeper. And I think this life that we all are living is we're learning how to love God because he's always loved us and he's shown his love unconditionally over and over again. But
Yeah.
this life is for us to kind of learn how to love him back in that
Yeah.
way. So practically getting to know God is the best way to lean into him and really know what he desires for your life personally,
Yeah.
because it's not just one path, one way. It's one way through Jesus Christ, but through Jesus Christ, you have to get to know him to go through him, right?
Oh,
So,
you preaching right now. I'm like, I'm ready for
oh,
offering time right now. You preaching
oh
and teaching.
no.
That was good. That was good. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Patrice.
yeah. I was just going to say that to have that level of understanding at a young age is very unusual in the 21st century because of so many things pulling on young people, um, and the fact that you have been called, and it is apparent that you have really been called. I've interviewed, I can't even name how many people, but a young person who you can tell has been anointed for this time is a great responsibility. And I'm just thinking the fact that you are being ushered in, almost like, you've probably heard this before. It's almost like a Samuel thing, like who's talking to me? Oh, no one's talking to you. Just go back to bed, kind of thing. And then finally you say,
Yes.
here I am, and then the Lord starts saying, okay, now let me talk to you. And to be where
Yeah.
you are right now and where he still has to take you is going to be absolutely incredible. And so um, I just pray God's protection over you, that your mind will be
Yes.
kept, that your physical body will be kept, because you are
Thank you.
singing, but you're singing through a platform also. And if I can get this a little spiritually deep right now, which I tend to try not to, because it's anybody and everybody's watching, but I need to right now. I just feel like I need to. Your music is going to be warfare. It's going to be actual warfare. And for young people that will hear you, not just talking about the older people who hear, but for young people that will hear you, be their voice, Deborah. Be their voice, because so many other voices are around them. The voice of promiscuity, the voice of suicide, the voice of depression, the voice of abuse. There's the voice of being caught up in watching things, pornography, all that stuff that's in there. And I'm not saying older people don't struggle, but I'm saying there is a real strategic attack against your generation.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you are where you are right now is not a coincidence. And so,
Yeah.
understanding that. So even when, tonight, I pray that if there's a young person watching this and will watch this later, even after the conference over, just know, connect with Deborah. She'll share her, social media platform, how you can connect with her. But if you need another young person to say, hey, what is Jesus like? I mean, is he really real in your life? Please
Yeah.
connect with her. I think she would be amazing. And I'm just sensing that and be amazing as a woman, a young woman, who can tell you of the God who touched her at a young age and was keeping her at a young
Yes.
age so that the things that may have come towards her, he was shielding early. So if you know, and I'm just, and this is not necessarily an altar call,
Absolutely.
this is not this thing, it's just, I just felt this in my heart to say, please, just know God is still real in the lives of young people if you let him in. He's still real. So
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah. So you're in a rehearsal space right now and getting ready for this coming
Yes.
Saturday night on the 25th. So tell
Yes.
everybody exactly
Ma'am.
where it's going to be because we're going to talk a bit more about the process leading up to this. So where's it going to be held? And I think Sherman was asking earlier, you know, what tickets are still available for people to still come to the show, come to the live recording.
Yes.
Yes. So it is in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at Impacting Your World Ministries, and that's 2901 West Chapel Avenue, and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm so excited. Doors open at 6:30, and the show starts at 7. General admission is all that we have left at the moment. So our VIP is sold out. I'm so sorry, but I'm so excited to see every single one of you guys.
Awesome. And how can they get the tickets?
Oh, you can buy your tickets on my website at www.justdeborah.inc.com.
Okay, that's www.justtheboardinc.com. And I think if you had somebody put that in the chat, that would be awesome. I think
Yes, ma'am.
Relita is in there. She could put that in the chat for everybody. That would be awesome. Okay, so now you are hunkered down in rehearsals, getting ready for Saturday night. Now, just talk about the process of preparing for a live recording.
Um, it's exciting. It's very exciting. For somebody like me who has never done it, it was a lot to take in because the first weeks were kind of just fleshing out and talking about all that it encompasses. So I was very overwhelmed, like, oh gosh, we have so much to do. But as things started to fall into place, it started to become more fun. um, but it definitely is a lot to take on.
Mhm.
Um, but it's so rewarding that I'm doing something that God told me to do, and actually seeing it out to its completion has been really, really rewarding. Just being every time I step foot into the church for a rehearsal or a meeting or whatever, I get so overwhelmed because like this is really happening. God
Mhm.
told me to do something, I'm doing it, and it's happening, and things are falling into place, and the favor of God is on us and with us, and it's an amazing process. It really is.
Awesome. Go ahead, Sherman.
I was gonna say, so even to someone that's looking at the name, they're looking at the foundation, the fountain. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying foundation. I'm looking at the word fountain. They're looking at the fountain, but that also have a deeper meaning for you, right? So that's kind of touch a little bit about just the name, the fountain project. Just touch a bit about the background surrounding that, because it's not just a name for a project for you, but it's a whole lot more that went into that. So can you expand a bit on that for us?
Absolutely. The fountain for me started in 2017 or 2018. And it was really God pulling on me to empower other people to be who He called you to be outside of the four walls of the church. And I think that sometimes we can kind of get into this depressed state because we can't find our title and we don't see where we fit as far as outside of gifts, outside of
Hmm.
being a prophet, a teacher, an apostle, a pastor. Outside of that, what am I? Who am I? And I think that the fountain for me has been my way of developing that courage to be who God has called me to be, and then empowering other people to be who God has called them to be. And sometimes our insecurities can make us feel like it's God telling us those things, like you have to be this in order to be
Mm.
successful, or you have to have this title in order to be saved. And that's not the truth. um, God is really calling so many people to so many different things, that we need anointed people in boardrooms.
Yeah.
We need anointed people in courtrooms. We need anointed people in the White House. And if the church is not empowering the people that are in the church to be those fountains, those places where they can come and see God and see Jesus, you
Mm.
know, then what are we actually doing? If just the church is being empowered, then it's just a hospital with a whole bunch of healthy people, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, the fountain is that moment when Jesus met with the woman at the well.
Mhm.
We, my idea is that we become that well, right? We're not trying to become Jesus. We just want to become the meeting place where they
Mm.
see
That's good.
Jesus for the first time and they encounter him. But we have to be in the right place to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So now it takes a lot of arms and tentacles to put this thing together. Let's talk about, uh, if we have any surprise guests you want to leak and say they may be there, and who may be just making a guest appearance or two.
Yes. Well, we do have two features, and one of the features is Pastor Candy West, and the other
Woo!
Got installed too, yeah.
she's amazing.
Wait, wait, wait.
She's amazing.
Deborah,
I love her.
I don't have a shoe, but I have a tissue. There you go.
That's all you're gonna be doing. That's all you're gonna
Yeah,
be doing. As soon as she touches the mic, just
mm,
get ready to throw something. Okay,
yeah.
she's amazing.
Okay.
And then we also have KJ Scriven, who will
Yes,
be with
yes,
us
sir.
on that night as well.
Hmm.
And I'm really excited to have him. He's a man full of wisdom, and he's been doing this for so long. He's so anointed, and I'm really excited to see what he does with this project. And then my producers, who are Bart Orr and Pudge Tribbett, who have
Yeah.
walked me through this, and they have been with me every step of the way. They have done more than I could ask for. I'm so appreciative.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, then I have my business manager, Lolita Pettigrew, who is absolutely amazing. My mother, my husband. This is a star-studded cast.
Yes.
Awesome. Love it, love it.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Now, I mean, really, now you're going out heavy. You're going out heavy from the gate. And we want to take a short
Yes,
break
ma'am.
because we want to talk about the song that really, quote unquote, put you out there. The song "I Am" that you actually wrote yourself, and James had the opportunity to have James, record it. Talk about how did you connect, with him, to submit the music, because we just talked about that even last week about, independent artists or songwriters that want to submit your music. I mean, how did that connection take place?
That's it's actually a really, really funny story. Um, I had to sing at a wedding, and the bride asked me to sing "I Am," and her husband was James' bodyguard at the time, and he was driving him to the airport, and he was playing his music, his playlist for his wedding, and James was sleeping, sleeping in the back seat, and he heard "I Am," and he woke up, and he was like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "Oh, she's gonna be singing our wedding tomorrow. We just want to listen to our playlist or whatever." And And he was like, get me in touch with her right now. And I was in a service at the time. And he messaged me on Instagram and he's like, hey, I'm listening to your song right now. Like, what are you doing with it? Basically, I would love to use the song, re-record it if you would allow me to. And I'm sitting in service and a pastor was preaching and he stopped and he spoke to my husband and he said, you know, you're about to sign a really big contract. And I'm thankful for. But after that, the executives from the label heard the song and they made it the single, which made it an even bigger deal. And we were just blown away. Like, we couldn't even, you know, take a deep breath before the next announcement happened. And it was amazing how God really did it. I didn't send the song anywhere. Like, honestly, my husband had to trick me to record the song in the first place because I didn't think it was that good. I was like, oh, you know, I was just worshiping and it came out. Like, we don't have to record that. We can write something. And he scheduled the studio session. He was like, well, meet me at the studio on Friday at this time. And I was like, oh gosh. But God really, this is all orchestrated by God. Literally no glory to me, anybody. This is 1000% Jesus Christ, because I couldn't have even tried to do this.
Okay, you know what? I've already done it once. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. This is just absolutely incredible. Incredible. I've never heard anything like this before, but this is that's a God move. That's a God move. So wait, so did you go back to your husband and say, oh, thank you, darling, you were right?
Now I absolutely do. I absolutely have gone to him and said, you know what? I'm glad that I listened to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to play a small snippet of this this song that went #1 for 10 weeks. We're going to play just a little bit of snippet of it for everyone. So this is I Am featuring the songwriter herself, re-recorded by James Fortune. I Am. And like I said, I can only give you a snippet. Some of you probably just start going in as soon as I start playing it. But please support this beautiful project, and you can get it wherever you purchase your music, iTunes, and Google Play, wherever. Download and stream it. But we ask that you please support it by purchasing the project. This is a beautiful worship song. And so, when you hear this song, even after you record it, what memories does it strike up for you, other than being pregnant?
Right. Yeah, that's the main one is being pregnant and kind of maneuvering through that the symptoms of pregnancy during that time. But one of probably the best memories would have to be the studio session. Um, I don't think that James or Aaron, who had produced the record, had heard me sing before, and except for the reference. And I think in that moment, we all started to worship in the studio.
Mm,
And I thought that was so amazing, because that's really all that I, want to do. I want to provoke that feeling in people that
yeah.
says, I want to love on God right
Mm,
now. Whatever, stopping whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever my agenda was prior to listening to this, I am stuck in worship now. And to me, that was probably my best memory during that time.
awesome, amazing, amazing. Well, we know you have rehearsal, so we need to get back to rehearsal. But we want to once again let people know how they can purchase tickets. With all of the VIP tickets are already gone, but for the general admission,
Yes, ma'am.
give that website again.
www.justdeborahinc.com.
Okay, we have put that up here on the screen for everybody. There's also how can people follow you on social media?
Instagram, I am Deborah Carolina. Facebook, Deborah Haynes Carolina. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, and I'm on TikTok, guys. So like, I am Deborah Carolina on TikTok. So
Yes.
follow me for some fun, right? Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right.
Well,
Sherry, anything you want to say before we let the word go?
no, I mean, Deborah, it's definitely refreshing to hear, to see, especially knowing someone that is that young to be so passionate about Christ, to be a reflection of Him in every way, shape, and form. And it's just a true testament, of just when you're following the path that you're supposed to follow, when you're committed to your purpose, stuff just happens.
Yeah.
You don't have to force it. You don't have
Yeah.
to like that was kind of the one of the main takeaway for me is, hey, just keep doing what you're doing and stuff will happen when you don't even have to do all the maneuvering and jumping through all the hoops. When the right thing is supposed to happen, it was going to happen. So that was even an encouragement for me. So thank you for that.
Awesome. 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 Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we will see you on Saturday night. We are excited about it, excited to worship with you and praise with you and celebrate what God is doing in your life. God bless you and your family. And so have a great rehearsal, and we'll see you then.
All
All right,
right.
everybody. Say
Thank you
goodbye to
guys so
Deborah.
much. Thank you.
Yes, we will see you then. All right, have a great rehearsal. Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Well, there you have it. There you have it. Deborah Carolina will be in the building in New Jersey. All the information, as she said, you can Deborah Carolina Carolina Inc.com to get all information and tickets. Sure, I'm so impressed by.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah,
The
I'm
depth and
really.
understanding and just overall, like just leaning into what she's supposed to do. I mean, that was great. That was definitely refreshing to see for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, to everyone who has been joining with us tonight, we are so thankful. We will be back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. sharp, as always, with our special guest, Titus Showers, will be with us talking about his music, his hats, his Paris, his first Paris
Oh,
fashion. I mean, I'm just, listen, I don't even know what to say.
it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting.
It is.
You got to
Um,
come back next Thursday. You can't leak everything. They have to come back to listen to see
Oh, there's a
some of
whole lot more. That was just a teaser. There's a whole lot more coming. You'll find out how to follow us on social media. We can follow us, Indigo Inspire Live, on all our platforms. And if you're on YouTube, obviously you're there. And please hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know who we have coming up next week on the Indigo Inspire Live YouTube channel. Also, you'll see how we can follow Sherwin Williams, the Gospel Music Buzz, on all platforms from Facebook to Twitter. And listen, we are excited about what's happening. Don't forget, we will be back next month with Movers and Shakers. And when I tell you I can't tell you who we have. You have to stay tuned for who we have. But we're excited about that. So anyway, Sherwin, have a great night. Be careful while you're out there, and I know your family's waiting for you to come back home.
Indeed, and you enjoy the rest of the week as well. See you again.
Okay, thank you. So to everybody, thank you so much. Have a great night. And what do we always say? It's not just a vibe, baby. It's a whole mood. Have a great night.
There you go. Good night.